What's going on, friends and fam? You guys are watching Every Day is a Saturday with your host, me, myself, and I, Brian Roof. Hey, guys, another great day, another great episode. But guess what? This episode is going to be different than most. We're kind of just going to have this whole podcast show be dedicated to Herostock. I'm sure a lot of you guys that have been watching and tuning in, you hear me talk about Herostock all the time. Well, Herostock is literally a month away, and it is time for us to talk nothing about Herostock. And who better to talk Herostock than the actual founder himself? And we kind of call him Jason 316. We got a little bit, some names for him. He's kind of a cool guy. But let's talk about bringing in Mr. Jason Steiner. What's up, brother?
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? So this show is all about Herostock, the freaking place that everybody needs to learn about. If you don't know, you're gonna know. And if you're not going, you need to be going and get your ass a ticket quick.
If you ain't there, you're square.
That's right, brother. Dang right, man. It's gonna be all kinds of fun and stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about Herostock 2023. Let's go ahead and put our stuff up. And if you guys don't know, Herostock is going to take place September 9th, 2023. It's from 2 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. That's Central Standard Time. And where it's going to be 30801 East Park Highway, Ashland, Nebraska, 68003. That's going to be the place to be.
Hell yeah. Yeah, right, around the Bend Steakhouse.
That's right. Well, let's go ahead and kind of run us through what we can expect at Herostock. And then we're going to kind of talk about all the lovely nonprofits and everybody that's going to be there, because there is a lot of folks that are going to be there. And that's why you're definitely going to want to be there yourself. But we're going to go ahead and start talking about some of this stuff. So,
all right, man. So, it says from 2 to 10:30. Really, it actually kicks off on Friday night. 8 p.m. They're rolling bikes out of the Frontier Harley out of Lincoln, Nebraska here. Randa's ride has actually jumped in to be a part of what we're doing too this year, and she works with Wheels for Warriors USA. She raises money to help them fund the motorcycles that they give away to veterans. So they're actually rolling bikes 8 p.m. Friday night from Frontier. We're going to be out there. We're going to be cheering them on as they take off. I'm kind of hoping to grab a drone pilot to run around the bikes a little bit and get some footage of them rolling out. And, once they get rolled out, we're going to pile into the truck and head back to my house and hang out for a little bit pre-party. And then 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, the 9th, we actually have two groups meeting up. So you're going to have Ruck It Up for Warriors USA, or Ruck It Up for Warriors. Scotty Fredenberg, he's going to do a ruck battle, which it consists of 4 miles walking, 2 miles running, 2 miles running, and 4 miles walking. So it's a 4-man team, 4 legs. The winner of that actually gets a $500 gift card. He's also going to do just a leisure ruck, to where you don't have to run with a backpack on, which is a little more my speed, if anything. But he's going to, set this up. He's got it going. He's got a sign up going on Facebook right now. If you look up Ruck It Up for Warriors, or if you go onto the Herostock page, you can actually find it on there too. We also have a Reverent Warriors. They are going to be meeting up there also at about 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning. So IW is coming in at the Nebraska chapter, and they're hosting their yearly Silky hike as part of Herostock this year. Kind of what we're doing with this is we want to show the nation, guess what? We can all play in the same sandbox. We're all fighting the same battle, and let's all play together. work as a team and be a better unit than trying to be a bunch of individuals. But they're going to step off. I think it's a 12-mile, and it's going to be a gentle, nothing crazy, carrying the guide on, that kind of thing. Just a nice little hike through the woods. And then they'll return, both of them will return about 2:00 on Saturday. We've also got the bikes should be rolling in from Moyer, Oklahoma, because they're doing the 1,000-mile iron butt ride. So they're leaving Friday night, riding to Moyer, Oklahoma to Adam Sandoval's K River Campground. They're doing the staging point there for anybody in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Missouri, Kansas, anywhere down south to jump in there. And then they're riding back, probably leave at about 4:00 in the morning, I'm guessing, and start heading back north. So they should be rolling into Ashland around 2:00. So that's kind of when our event actually kicks off. And 2:00 we'll start the cornhole game. We have a sign up that we should be putting out this week. It will be on the Herostock page. It will also be on the Herostock 2023 event page on Facebook. It's a free event. You can come out, you can throw bags, you can, jack your jaws at an Army guy or an Air Force guy. Give them a little rib here and there, and have a good time, man. That was probably one of my favorite parts last year about what we did. Was a cornhole tournament, man. You get these guys just jawing back and forth from side to side, and the Army it's a rating star, not an emblem, and you lived your life sitting in a chair, and it was fun, man. Just listening to everybody jabber back and forth, and at the end of the game, there's high fives and there's hugs and a lot of smiles and a lot of laughs, and it's really a good time, man. It's a lot of fun just to watch the cornhole game going on. So that'll kick off at 2:00. We've got about enough room for about 60 teams to play in it. We will have prizes for the top 5. The first one gets knocked out, he's getting a gag gift prize, because why not? It's a competition. And then at about 3:30, my daughter's going to grab the mic, Briella Steiner, and she's going to jump up on stage and she's going to sing the anthem. And she's going to kick us off with the anthem. I believe the Marine Corps League may actually be bringing in the colors to do a color guard for the anthem. We also have Bravo Zulu Adventure Group out of Omaha that will be parachuting out of airplanes, and they're bringing in, pending weather, they will be bringing in a 20x40 American flag that they're skydiving in.
Wow.
They also just acquired a Gold Star flag, so they will be flying the Gold Star flag coming in also, which I thought was a really cool touch.
Yeah.
And then so she'll sing the anthem. She's going to do Lee Greenwood's "God Bless the USA," and then she's got one more song, and she won't tell me what it is. So it could be Miley Cyrus. It could be, you never know with her.
Her debut.
Yeah, exactly. After jumping on the stage at the Bourbon the other night with Alexandra Kay, she's ready to go now. So
yes, yeah, I bet. She's got that confidence boost now. Like, shoot, I'll rip it up.
Exactly. So yeah, man, she'll hand the mic off to Taylor Ullman with Guitars for Vets. Right. Taylor is an amazing person. If you don't know what Guitars for Vets is, go look them up. It is a national group, a national chapter. We do have a chapter based out of Omaha, Nebraska. And what they do is you take a 10-week course with them to learn how to play guitar. And at the end of that 10-week course, you graduate with a certificate, plus you get to keep the guitar that you learned on. For me, music is everything. Like, this is part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing with Herostock is I love music. It's an amazing piece of what we have and the words that can move us and take us back to certain places. And so Guitars for Vets really kind of, when I got a hold of Taylor and found out who they are and what they do, I really wanted them to be a piece of this. So they're going to kick us off. They're going to play probably a 60 to 90 minute set. they'll hand the mic off to the blue collar band out of Nebraska. They're based out of North Platte. They're a great little band. Really nice guys. I got to talk to them the other night for a while on the phone. They do a great job with, entertaining the crowd, pulling everybody in. They are not veterans, but they are full veteran supporters. They really believe in, supporting those that have given them the chance to lay their head on the pillow without having to worry about that wolf at the door. And, supporting our veterans, our first responders, and our Gold Star families. And when we approached them with this, they were like, yeah, we're in. We want to do this. So they jumped right on. So they'll come in, they'll play a 60 to 90-minute set. The mic will get handed off to the man, the myth, the legend, Scotty Hastings. Scotty Hastings is an amazing human being. His story is inspirational. It's motivational. If anybody had a reason to give up, it probably would have been this guy, and he never did. And now he is a signed Nashville artist with Black River Entertainment. And just an incredible human being. He's a great storyteller. He's an amazing songwriter. He is on his way up. So we got lucky, grabbed a hold of Scotty before he hit that roller coaster, and he's coming in. He's actually going to be hanging out the night before at my house, and we're going to be jamming a little bit in the yard and drinking some cold pops and eating some smoked meat. So that'll be a good time. And then we're actually going to have a little bit of a break between Scotty and Dylan Bloom. So Wheels for Warriors USA is a local Lincoln-based grassroots nonprofit. It was started in 2015, I believe. They travel all over the United States, giving motorcycles away to veterans to let them have the freedom of wind therapy. They give them the brotherhood, a mentorship program. They help with the first year of gas, insurance, riding gear, any riding certificates that they need, stuff like that. This is really, it's an amazing program. I've got to sit in on 2 of their bike presentations now, and both times I could not hold it back. It's probably one of the most moving things that you'll ever witness, because 99% of the time, the veteran that receives the bike has no idea that they're getting this. And, us as veterans, we don't ever ask for anything in return. And to have something like this presented to you is a pretty cool deal. Craig Tupin and Jesse Cunningham, they're kind of the head forces of Wheels for Warriors. And it was kind of dumb luck. I actually met Jesse through his daughter. I was coaching my daughter's softball team, and his daughter was playing on it. She was a first-year player, and I noticed the tattoos, and I kind of saw the look in him, and I was like, "You're a veteran, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yep." And this was kind of around the time that they were kicking off this Wheels for Warriors USA, and we lost touch, and then bounced back together through other veteran organizations, and now I sit in once a month on their meetings to talk about what's going on with Herostock and how Wheels for Warriors and Herostock are going to work together. Great organization. They do amazing things. They will be presenting a bike that night to a veteran, and they got a bike donated to them, which is how they get 99% of their motorcycles is donated to them. And then they take them into a shop, they tear them down, they rebuild them as good as new. I think the one they're giving away this year is a 2010 at Herostock. And they paired with Southeast Community College, which is a local trade school here. And they're actually doing all the work on the bike for free, and using it as a class project to give them something to do. And then they'll actually be out at the presentation when they give this bike away. So it's a really cool kind of full circle type deal, where they get to build the bike, but yet they get to see that full presentation. And And if you don't cry, you're not human. It's a moving thing to sit there and watch them do that. And, you don't know it until, the veteran doesn't know it until they start reading the story and they're like, oh, wait a minute. I served in the Navy 21 years. Oh, wait, I was wait, oh shit. What? Yeah, and I watched the guy fall to his knees twice crying. Like he couldn't even get to the bike. He was just so stunned that they gave him this motorcycle. So it's a really cool deal to watch. And then we're going to hand the mic off to Dylan Bloom Band. And Dylan Bloom, he is based out of Grand Island, Nebraska. This dude is so much fun to watch. He's energetic on the stage. He grabs your attention. He does some throwback stuff, but a lot of it's his own songs. Again, he's not a veteran, but he is a huge veteran supporter. And you look through the state of Nebraska and almost every single veteran event that has music involved, Dylan's playing in it. And he does it to help out. He wants to do this for the men and women that served, our first responders and Gold Star families and veterans. So just a super amazing dude. I've got to watch him a couple times and I've met him both times. And every time I talk to him, he's just a down to earth guy. He's a farm kid that he picks a guitar and he sings and he does an amazing job with it. So he'll actually take us out for the night. And he may end up here Friday night too at my house with the tour bus. We really don't know yet. So, so yeah, man, that's kind of the event in a nutshell. And, we've got a silent auction going on that night. We're going to have between 20 and 25 items on the silent auction. And we actually have a pew pew raffle. I don't know if I can say the actual word, but now a gun raffle rolling out. Me being a gun guy, I got to pick out the guns. So we have about $7,000 worth of guns. We've got 3 guns on the raffle. So I'm go big or go home type person. So I went big.
Nice.
We got that going on that night. We'll draw. We have a 0-100 raffle going that night. So basically what that is you pay $10 for a blank business card. You write your name and phone number on it. And you drop it into a bucket. And at the end of the night, we draw one name out, and that one name that we draw out gets to pick from any of the nonprofits that worked with Herostock this year, that were at the event this year and set up as a table. They can pick one group where all that money goes. And,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a game changer for some of these really small nonprofits, like Out of the Blue Farm and Stables. They are a very small nonprofit. They have, I think, 2 or 3 horses that they use as equine therapy, though they're not certified in equine therapy, but they use the horses to let veterans ride and that kind of stuff. They have goat yoga out there, which I don't know if you've ever seen goat yoga, but it's freaking hilarious.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, goats will like jump up on people and they'll pee on them. It's just whatever. You're in this game with goats. So they've been doing that this year, but it's a super young nonprofit, and it's a husband and wife that are trying to do good things in the veteran community. And kind of my thought process is you get 1,000 people that do a $10 ticket. I mean, $10,000 changes of the scape of some of these really small nonprofits, man. And you hand them $10,000 and go do good things with this. And now they've got 5 horses instead of 3. And, you got 2 pins of goats to do goat yoga instead of 1 pin of goat. And, so that's kind of what we're leaning towards on that is doing that 0-100 raffle and trying to change some of these smaller nonprofits and giving them a chance to not have to always race and chase after the dollar or fundraise. They can actually enjoy what they're doing for a little bit and add to what they're doing and, just make it a better thing.
Well, since you're mentioning the nonprofits, let's go ahead and go down the list of all the nonprofits that are going to be there.
So I have a list and I have for-profits and nonprofits, and most of these are veteran-owned or operated. And I literally have a list, so I'm going to have to read these off because I've got so many of them on here.
Yep.
We have Hearts for Healing. I'm pretty sure they do like painting and that kind of stuff for healing. You got Nebraska Western Iowa Veteran Outreach will be there, which they will work with. It's more of like your mental aspect of it. If you have issues, that kind of stuff. I believe they do some stuff with like financials. If you run into hardship or whatever, they'll help you out with that. Of course, Wheels for Warriors USA will be there. The Nebraska Warrior Hockey Program. So Nebraska Warrior Hockey Program is actually my original nonprofit that I helped start in 2019. So that one kind of hits to home for me. I stepped away from them when Herostock really started firing up, and I couldn't dedicate the time, but I'm still involved in the program. So you have Out of the Blue Farm and Stables, which we talked about them. You have Ruck It Up for Warriors. We talked about them. Scott Fredenberg. A&F Welding Services. So A&F they're not veterans. But they are very big veteran supporters, and they actually donated a metal sign for the silent auction that you can have custom made however you want it. About a $500 value, and they were like, here, we'll just donate that. We believe in what you're doing. We have Combat Warriors. Combat Warriors is out of Kearney, Nebraska. They do fishing trips. They do some hunting trips. Very, very small group, but they do really, really, really good work. They impact a lot of veterans' lives in the state of Nebraska, more central Nebraska, because they are a very small group. And then we have Doose Outfitters Ministry. And Doose is one of the groups that came in last year. They came in blind. They had no idea what they were getting into. They ended up giving away a hunt last year to a veteran, and he actually ended up being working with my board now. His wife's on my board, and he was like, I want to gift this to my son, but he's deploying and he won't be back until 2025 or 2024. And they're like, okay, yeah, no worries. And about 2 days later, Chris, the owner of Doose, calls up my buddy, and he goes, well, how about you come out too, and both of you can hunt? So they're going to get to do a father-son hunt out with Doose Outfitters. And they do guided whitetail, muley, duck, goose, turkey, and speed goats, pronghorns. So you can actually get a hunt with them doing something like that, being a veteran. They're a great group. They're actually working right now on a equine therapy program. They're working on getting some land finalized and starting that step of the new DOM to add horse therapy, equine therapy into it, which is a pretty cool aspect because they'll be able to pick up Colorado, Wyoming, South Dakota, Kansas, and Nebraska, because they're kind of over in that corner. So it'll be really cool for them to be able to add all that into it and really make it a big deal. So, sorry, my daughter just popped in.
Oh, she's good.
All right, so we have AHP. They will be there. We've got Guitars for Veterans, Dylan Bloom.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about Guitars for Vets. Just real quick. I mean, just to give them a little bit more, since they're going to have a booth there too, right? I mean, so they're going to not only perform, but they'll have a booth.
Yep. They will actually have a booth there. And Scotty Hastings is actually an ambassador for Guitars for Vets. And I didn't know that until I'd already booked him. And I was like, man, what a great way to, combine this. So he's actually, I don't think him and Taylor have ever met. So they'll actually get to meet at Herostock this year, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I don't know what they have planned. They may end up doing something crazy and jumping on stage together. You don't know where this thing's going, man. it's a bunch of military and police and fire and Gold Star. You have no idea where we're headed with this. So it could be a wild night. We also do have Barbara Sim. Barbara Sim's coming back from Alaska. She went up there, a month ago, drove her van all the way to Alaska to do this retreat, this writers retreat up there. And she's supposed to be coming back through and stopping at Herostock on her way through.
She is. And actually, she came on my podcast, and the episode drops, I think, next week. And that's one thing that we talked about is, and she's going to be there. So
yeah.
I got it on video, Barbara.
right. You're not getting out of it now. You are committed. So I'm super excited to have Barbara just show up, right? Just show up and hang out, man, and see what we got going. And she's excited for next year. She wants to be a bigger piece of it. And I think we're going to make that happen next year is have Barbara up on the stage with us.
A fellow Marine.
Yeah. Another crayon eater going up there. And she's amazing. She's just a super amazing person.
She is.
I've got to text with her a little bit, and she's just so cool. And I kind of was jealous as she was driving up to Alaska with all the pictures that she was putting out on her page, and super crazy, cool trip that she got to take.
Yeah, I shared some of those pictures on the podcast because I was just so amazed with them too. I mean, I've always wanted to check out Alaska. It's kind of been one of those things, I've always been intrigued with the whole thing when they don't have night, I'm like, dang, that could be dangerous.
Right. I don't sleep. Okay, cool.
You're out all day and stuff, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's 11 p.m. at night. Like,
right. I feel like it's noon.
Yeah. All right, man.
So we'll have Barbara joining us. Grunt Style has talked about coming in. We haven't completely confirmed with them, but I'm hoping that they jump in.
I hope they show up.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Have them jump in and be part of what we're doing. And so we got Grunt Style. We got Widow's Sons, Bellevue University Vet Service, Veteran Services. So it's Bellevue University is a local college here up in Omaha, and they have veteran services up there. I just found out that the Lincoln Stars won't be there, which is our local junior hockey team. They ended up having to pull out of being a sponsor a table this year. But we do a lot with the local junior hockey team here in town. They really supported the veteran nonprofits. We do a jersey auction every year with the Nebraska Warrior Hockey Program with them. Last year, we raised over $25,000 with one jersey auction. So the community really jumped behind what we were doing with that. And they auction off 22 jerseys and we personally made over $25,000 off of it. So, take out the cost of the jerseys and that kind of thing. And I think the auction was over $35,000. So it was pretty incredible. We've got Herostock actually has something that will be rolled out probably within the next month or month and a half. And I don't want to spoil the surprise, but it does have something to do with the jersey auction and specialty jerseys just for Herostock. So that'll be kind of a cool little thing that we're going to have going on and working with the Lincoln Stars. Southeast Community College will be there. They're the ones doing the rebuild on the bike for Wheels for Warriors to present to a veteran. So they're going to be out there with a table and talking about what they do in their motorsports side of it. IW will be there with a table. They're doing the Silky Hike that morning. The Marine Corps League will be out there, our local Marine Corps League chapter. They're going to be out there hanging out. And if you're a devil dog anywhere in the United States, find your local Marine Corps League and get involved. They do great things. They're one of our sponsors this year too. I went and pitched it to them. They had great questions. And by the time I was done, I think they were as excited as I was. So it was pretty cool. We have the Veterans Rescue Ranch. So this one kind of popped up on me. Guy contacted me about a month ago out of Colorado, and they rescue animals. That's their deal. They have a ranch out in Colorado. They rescue animals, bring them in, but they also rescue veterans. So they bring veterans in, and you can spend one day there, you can spend a week there, you can spend a month there, whatever, and you heal through helping these rescued animals. And I was like, that's really cool, because now you're a dual purpose, right? You're helping the animal, but you're also helping these veterans heal.
Right.
And then they also do excursions, like in the areas that they're in Colorado, you can go out and do excursions and that kind of stuff. Or you can just kind of hang out at the house and just relax and not have to worry about anything. And they cover all costs once you make it there. So you don't have to pay for anything to go there. You can literally go there and just hang out. Which I thought was a really cool piece too, because, sometimes when you hit that dark place, you don't have the funds to go anywhere. You don't have the funds to be able to do anything. And this gives you a chance to, just be able to be a person and hang out and help the animals, and you help yourself, so that was a really cool one. Military Order of the Purple Heart, Patriots and Auxiliary-Central Nebraska Chapter will be there. The Veterans Outreach Valley Hope. So Valley Hope is this is a for-profit. They do like drug and alcohol rehab, which, it's rampant in society in itself, but in the veteran community, drugs and alcohol are used a lot to cover up the trauma. And it's a proven fact that's what gets done. So I think it's important for them to be there, just to let everybody know that, hey, if you feel like you got that problem, we can help you. So they're going to be there. We got Team Rubicon coming in, the Bravo Zulu Adventure Group. They're parachuting in. We have a mutual advisor of Omaha advisor, which will be there. He's going to help kind of funds and that kind of stuff. If you have any questions about that, he can help you. Op 1 Vet will be there. Steel Pig Forge, which I'm pretty excited about this one. He's a local veteran here in Nebraska. He's been on Forged in Fire twice, the TV show. And I believe he was actually the tournament champion for Forged in Fire. So he'll be bringing in his blades to auction, or not auction off. He's going to raffle off one, and then he'll have some for sale. And he's actually talked about working with a veterans group to do like a forging day to show you how to forge a knife and do the steel work and that kind of stuff to actually pound down a knife. And so he's talked about doing that. I want to work more with him on that, because I'd love to learn how to make knives, though I don't really need another thing to take up my time. But
right, dude.
The Lincoln Veterans Parade is going to come in. The Avenue of Flags out of Fremont. They tend to all the flags that they run down the streets in Fremont. Miles for Heroes. Miles for Heroes is another great organization. They do ruck marches. They do motorcycle rides. They do an event up in Scribner every year, and have live bands and just kind of hang out. And it's a free event for everybody. So that's pretty cool. American Legion Post 374 is going to be there. Tactical 88 is one of our sponsors. They're going to be there. They gave us a bunch of stuff to auction off as far as gun range time and some concealed carry courses and that kind of stuff. Dean Schaefer will have a table there, but it's going to be set up for all of his equipment. He's my sound and light guy. Dean Schaefer Productions out of Grand Island. Amazing dude. DE Guns is going to be there. They are the sponsor of the guns for our gun raffle. So they're going to be out there set up. Legion Post 1919 is going to be out there. Felix for Freedom, which is a retired colonel, I believe, and he's running for legislature. And he's going to come out there and hang out with us that day and talk about what he's willing to do in the legislature to help out veterans. So I thought that was a really good fit to bring him out and kind of showcase him. We have a super cool group that's going to be coming from North Carolina. So Lori has the Tree of Valor, and I actually just listened to her podcast today that she did with the Dad's Man Cave. Her daughter has a disability. She's wheelchair bound. She can't speak. But you can see the joy on her face when she's around veterans. And her story is pretty incredible. If you get a chance, watch it. You said you're going to have her on your show coming up, right? So
she's going to be on the Wacky Wednesday. Yeah. Not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday.
Yeah. So grab that Wacky Wednesday and just catch her, on there. And it's a really cool deal. She uses Christmas trees, and it's pictures of veterans. It's pictures of guys that took their life. She has a 22 tree. She has a first responder tree. She has a 9/11 tree. She has just everyday hero trees. So even the guys that are still alive, that hasn't been that number 22 and didn't have to go to battle and die and that kind of stuff, or the first responders that, they're still here, still serving. She has a tree to honor those people too. It's not just the doom and gloom. She does have trees that honor everybody. But she's going to come in and she's going to set up a 9/11 tribute. So any of the first responders that died in 9/11, they will have tribute trees out there. She's also going to do a Gold Star family set of trees. So if you guys have any pictures of anybody that you want hung on the trees, or your own pictures, bring them out. She will put them on the trees that day, which I thought was really cool too. But she's going to actually be the first exhibit you will see as soon as you walk through the gate. So she gets kind of prime location, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to have them come in from North Carolina to show us what they're doing. And hopefully she can bring Lexi along and everybody gets to meet her too, because she's pretty inspirational just in herself. So after that, we have Dad's Man Cave is going to come in, and they are going to actually set up and do live streams, a live podcast from the event. This is a podcast that I did just a couple weeks ago. And now they are gearing every one of their podcasts to revolve around what's going on with Herostock. So if you're one of the groups that's part of Herostock, they want to interview you, and put you on their podcast to talk about what your nonprofit does. So we actually get a little bit of Herostock, talk before the actual event happens by these guys doing what they're doing with that. And they're great guys. They actually stepped up and sent out a flyer to me the other day for October 7th. They're actually putting on an event that's going to be a fundraiser for Herostock and a couple girls from one of the small towns that's doing a national or an international music thing. So yeah, they're doing a fundraiser for me, and they heard the story and they're like, we're coming. We will be there. Can we set up a table? Can we do a podcast? Come on in, man. That's what this is about. So they're going to be doing live podcast, probably a live stream to some sort of degree. And then we've got my very first original podcast coming in, Donald Dunn with Two Drunk Dudes in a Gun Room. I'm excited to have Donald up here. He probably has the biggest heart of anybody I've ever met in my life. He's just an amazing guy, does amazing things. He's doing the gun room radio, showcasing these veteran singers, giving them a chance to be heard on their own platform and not get lost in the algorithms. He's actually coming up and he's going to be doing a full live stream of the entire event. And as I was talking to him, I said, I really want to do some way that we can actually stream the whole thing, because we have veterans that can't deal with crowds, and we're talking a couple thousand people out at this thing. And I know there's veterans that they just can't do crowds. And I said, we got some that they're stuck at home. They're wheelchair bound, or they're, homebound or whatever, and they can't make it out. I still want to be able to have them involved. And he goes, I'll just live stream the whole thing then. Okay, cool. So he's coming in to do that. Rick Yee's actually going to jump on with him. the Warriors Mindset. So they're going to be live streaming together. I believe the Unzipped Mind, which is one that I've got coming up, another podcast. They're coming out of Oregon, and they want to set up a table, and they want to do, live broadcast from their table. So that's going to be kind of cool. We'll have 3 podcasts out there doing full live streams. I think we've got 11 or 12 total that are coming out there. And I think a lot of the other ones will be doing lives from the event just on their page and spreading the word, and that kind of thing. So that's really cool too, to get everybody involved like that and be able to really push it out to, everybody. Let the world see what we're doing.
Yeah, I may stream from my phone at some point in time when I'm just like, yeah,
Open up on stage with the bands and
Frank the Tank, who's with them?
Right. But we've had some really great people jump behind us, man. We got really lucky. Unanimous. They are our top sponsor this year. We actually kind of did a horse trade with them. We gave them the top sponsorship, and they did our logo. They did our donor letter. They did our tiered system. They've done graphics for Facebook like the one you're seeing. Just a great group to work with and really helped us out because, our logo was actually my face with aviators last year. That was the original logo for this.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, we thought it needed to be refined a little bit.
Right. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, man, it came out great.
Yeah, they did a great job with the logo. They've been amazing to work with. If anybody needs marketing and media stuff, I highly recommend Unanimous, based out of Lincoln, Nebraska here. And then Western Potatoes, the guy that actually donated from Western Potatoes, he sits on a board with a group that I work with, and I happened to send them some information, and he saw our tiered system, and he said, "Dude, I want that number 2 spot." So he jumped in on the platinum spot. Great people, really good business that he's doing out there, and he's a very quiet guy, but he's very knowledgeable, and he's a great person all the way around. Excited to have Western Potatoes and Troy Sorensen with us. And then Soldier Valley, I put something out to them, and I just kind of sent it through Messenger, and I said, "Hey, we'd love to have you guys be part of this." Not sure how, but we want it's a veteran-owned business, right? They're based out of Omaha. They have a distillery up there. They have rum, whiskey, bourbon, and vodka, and they have really cool bottles or canteen bottles. And I said, I want you guys to be involved. And they said, we'll take both of the bar spots. So they're our bar sponsors. And they're actually bringing in a semi and trailer that's wrapped in the Soldier Valley logo. And it will be out there, and they will be serving their spirits from their trailer. And they have merch and that kind of stuff too that you can buy. So we're excited to have them along with us. The next one that jumped in was Barry Law. Barry Law is a lawyer here in town. They fight for veterans' rights. If you have a problem with your disability or anything like that, or you need some help trying to get it bumped up, for the right reasons, they take care of it for you. They will be a yearly sponsor. They will be a bigger sponsor every year. They jumped in as one of the sponsors for the bands, and they picked Scotty Hastings. And I said, man, that's a perfect fit. Wounded veteran, and a group that works with wounded veterans. So I was like, man, that's a perfect fit. The next one we have is 88 Tactical, and they are a group out of Omaha. It's mostly military or first responders that run this. They do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They do shooting ranges, shooting classes, concealed carry classes. They sell weapons. Just a great group up there too. They jumped in with us. They're like, yeah, we want to play along. Let's get this, fits us. Let's do this. So they jumped in with us. The next one is John Henry's Plumbing. And I sent something out to them, and they sent something almost immediately back, and they're like, yep, we want to be a part of this. So they actually took the Dylan Bloom band. 88 Tactical was a blue collar band. So John Henry's took Dylan Bloom band, and they wanted to sponsor him and help us out a little bit. So they're a local plumbing, heating, and air company. They actually, I think, just added electrical into that too. So they're kind of your one shop. Call them, and you can get it all. And then we have Langfeld Overhead Doors. Langfeld is a company out of Omaha that does garage doors, commercial and residential. Great group. Again, huge veteran supporters. We're super excited to have them along. I don't have the logo for Mannheim Auto auction, but they jumped in. They're sponsoring the cornhole tournament this year. So we're excited to have them along. The way this thing has grown, the amount of people that are getting behind it has just been incredible. This was originally a one night, one off, never to happen again event. And here we are looking at 3,000 to 4,000 people showing up. CVMA is going to be there making it a national event. We've got at least 16 states that I know of that are coming in right now to be part of this year. We've got the 11 podcast. We've got 40 some vendors. It's just been incredible, man. And it's growing by the day. Like I said, now we've got guys that are running for legislature and Senate that they're hearing about it and they're wanting to jump into it. We're still working on Larry the Cable Guy, though. That's the one we're trying to get. We're trying to get Dan Whitney because he lives here in Lincoln. So we're trying to get him. Yeah, we're trying to get him to come out and, shake some babies and kiss some hands or something like that. We want him to come out. And my deal is come out, see what we're doing. You stay for 30 minutes. If you don't like it, whatever. But if you do, stay for the whole night. Be part of this. We're working on trying to get Stained to come out because Stained is actually playing up in Omaha at the Stir Concert Cove. So we're trying to get Stained to come out and just hang out with us and let Aaron Lewis see what we're doing with what we got going and, have him kind of come out and hang out with us too and see what we're doing. So, but it's cool, man. It's growing. There's the link tree. You can jump on there. It takes you to our website, the event page, the Facebook page. I don't think we have Instagram or TikTok up on it yet. We do have a donate button on there. If you feel like donating, that'd be amazing. Because, one of the things that people don't realize is how much it takes to run a nonprofit. And, I hate talking about the nuts and bolts of it, but it really is, man. There's, your budget, it doesn't take long and you're running a $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 budget. And just day-to-day stuff, running your websites and that, everything costs money. So, we're always looking for sponsors. We're always looking for people to jump on with us and that believe in what we're doing and help out. We're always looking for volunteers, somebody that wants to jump in and run, the cornhole tournament or help with the silent auction or, stuff like that too. So I run a board of 5 members, me and 4 other members, and we are unpaid. It's, 100% volunteer time. We do this because we believe in what we're doing. And it's been an incredible ride so far. And I've had a handful of people tell me we're not even close to being done. So, excited to see where this thing's going to go as it grows. And I appreciate everybody that has jumped on board and yourself included and the other podcasters and the people that realize that this is something that's really good and it's really needed and it's a great place to make that network connection. Because one thing that I've really found out about the nonprofit world and veterans is it's hard to find these nonprofits, right? So we're trying to bring all the nonprofits in and highlight them in front of all these veterans, first responders, and Gold Star families to say, look, we have all this. you know, and it's a good thing. You need to start getting into these events and into this community to help yourself. And then you can help these events out by being there. So it's become more of a networking event probably than anything, but there's so much fun, camaraderie, high fives, hugs. I met people last year that I still talk to all the time. I met groups last year that I never knew existed, and I'd been in the nonprofit world for 4 years. I started putting this together this year. I ran across 30 nonprofits that I had no clue about, you know, and now I want to go take guitar lessons because I've always wanted to be the guy that could play guitar. So it's just kind of a cool deal, man. And you know, getting to hang out with guys like you and Donald and Contagion and Tom and now I'm on Tom's board for Sit Rep 22 and advising the gunroom board and advising the warrior board, and so it's just been kind of fun, man. It's fun watching the growth of everybody. But
he didn't tell you guys that he does have a full-time job.
I do have a full-time job. I'm a tile setter by trade. Been doing it for 23 years, and the last couple of days haven't been real productive because I've been on the phone the whole time. But you know, it's part of helping other groups grow too. You know, I took a call from a Legion that had problems with fundraising, and we literally sat and talked for about an hour and a half about fundraising. And last night I took a call from my buddy Tim, and they're starting a nonprofit, and he had all these questions about, you know, the laws and the rules and what to do with this and the fundraising and how to make a budget. And we sat and talked for an hour and a half about, you know, that kind of stuff and trying to talk them through some of the stuff that I've been through that was bad and some of the stuff that I've been through that was good and how to do this and what to avoid and, you know, what to do and what not to do type thing. So, you know, that's all part of what we're doing with Herostock is I want to see these grassroots nonprofits that are really doing good things. I want to see them grow. You know, I want to see them get bigger. I want to see them get stronger.
Don't be surprised if you start getting and you know, people start contacting you a little bit more now after this episode.
Right?
Like, did he
I
just
am
say
no
he's
fundraising king.
Did he just say he's an advisor right now?
Right. I am no fundraising king. I don't know everything about. Yeah. Don't get crazy, but no, I mean, it's just, you know, the knowledge that I have that I've got to build through the 4.5 years of being in the nonprofit world. And you know, we went down some bad roads with the first nonprofit that I was involved with. And, you know, we did some things that didn't work. We did some things that did work. And you know, you kind of learn. And if I can help somebody avoid those bumps and bruises along the way to guide them away from some of that stuff, man, I'm all there. You know, I don't want to see people go through that. So,
you know, and quite honestly, bro, like you know, I've had quite an experience on interviewing a lot of nonprofits and meeting a lot of great people who are part of nonprofits. When I do see someone to like look at to as an example as how to run a nonprofit, I would always point right at you. And you know, and honestly, bro, if I was ever to put together a team, I would pick you, you know what I mean, on my team because man, I watch you, dude, and I watch you and see how ambition you are, the ambition you got in yourself. And dude, you're reaching out, man. I mean, you live in the small state of Nebraska, but you're reaching out and you're hitting some of the big states and you're getting some of our touch. I'm all the way out in California, but I'm gonna pay to fly out there, pay to stay out there. It's all worth it for me. And it's, you know, I get to meet some great people, but you know, all you guys out there that are nonprofits, Jason Steiner is someone to look at and say, wow, how does he do it? Well, I'll tell you how he does it, man. He doesn't stop. He gets in front of everybody. He says, hey, here I am. Here's Herostock. And now Herostock is not just an event. It's a brand. It's making itself a name and it's becoming a brand. And everybody, when they're going to start hearing Herostock, and it's because, man, someone like, you know, a Marine over there heading the way, you know, knocking down hills and shit. And like I said, this isn't his, full-time job. That he's got a job at home and he's got a family. But he still is out there putting himself out there. And then, we're dedicating our podcast shows to Herostock because he's got us all loving it and believing in it as well, because that's the kind of guy he is. I mean, I'd never met Jason personally, you know what I mean? But I feel like we are brothers from another mother right off rip. And when we do see each other, it's not going to be like, it's going to be like we've known each other forever, dude. You know what I mean?
So, big hugs.
Yeah, that's right, bro. So, but I'm excited for Herostock, dude. And I think it's going to be a great time. And I think, even if you guys cannot make it, check out some of the streaming, podcasts that are going to be out there. Like Jason said, not everybody likes to get out there. Not everybody's, great with crowds, great with noise. We get it. But there's going to be a place for everybody to check out Herostock. If nothing else, even if you're just, hanging out over here on the West Coast and got nothing better to do, go check it out on stream. I mean, you might enjoy yourself just seeing what it's like, what's all the hype about. And, talking to Jason, this isn't just going to be, it's definitely not a one or twosie type of deal. This is going to be, one of those events that are going to go on and it's going to live on, and it's due to Mr. Steiner.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, man. And it's, you find that calling, and I believe I've really found my calling with this, and it's something that I believe in, and I've seen transformations done from last year. We've had guys that didn't leave their house. They went to work, they went home, they shut the door, they went to bed, they got up and went to work, and it's rinse, cycle, repeat. It's just that was their life, and they took a risk and came out last year, not knowing what they were coming into, and they're like, wow, I just met like 30 new people, and I was planning on staying here an hour. Holy shit, it's already 10:30. It's time for this to be done. Can we go longer? And it just became that event that, when people started hitting me last year going, man, you gotta do this again. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it again then. And this year is really technically our first year. Last year I had 45 days from the day of the idea to the day of the event, and we had 100 people show up. This year we're talking 2, 3, 4,000 people showing up. We literally just got back on Monday morning from South Haven, Michigan. And we went up and we fished with Josh, the Gunny, up at the Primal Outfitters up in Michigan. And we went up for a fishing trip, but the main reason is we were actually scouting venues for next year because he sees what we're doing here and he wants it in his state. So we're looking next year to do an event up in South Haven, Michigan. The event, the location that we scouted was amazing. I wish we had one here. We'd hold it there every year. But yeah, we're looking at going out. Andrew with the Scuttlebutt podcast invited me down to Nashville to scout venues down there. And he's like, man, I'll be boots on the ground. We'll work it down on this end if you help us out on that end. So that's a possibility for next year. I'm probably going to scout that right after Herostock's done this year. And then we got Rolla, Missouri with Donald Dunn, and he's going to pair us up with Operation Encore, and he's going to put together something down there for us as a fundraiser. And then I said earlier, the Dad's Man Cave, they're putting together an event on October 7th for us to do a fundraiser down in Milligan, Nebraska. So, we could have multiple locations even next year that we're hitting and starting to take this thing out a little bit. And, there's been talks about between an 8 and 12 stop concert series and really, really taking this state to state. And Wheels for Warriors wants to jump along with us and do 8 to 12 bike presentations in 8 to 12 weeks. One presentation every stop that we make. And, so we got a lot of stuff that we're moving around and milling through and trying to figure out exactly which way we want to go with it. But it's growing, and it's growing because people keep talking about it, and the more you talk about it, the more people wonder what the hell it is. And then once they see it this year, you know, the amount of people that are going to be there and the buzz that's going on with it. And it's going to live up to the hype, and everybody's going to enjoy themselves. It's going to be a great time. And now we've got 16 people from 16 different states that go home and they start talking about it, you know, and that's the cool thing is we've got from California to New York. We got from Minnesota to Louisiana that are coming to this. So, you know, we're hitting every side of the United States here, and that's just going to make it grow again, you know, for next year. And we're changing the angle a little bit, I think, for next year for the bands. We're looking more towards doing one big headliner. You know, get a big headliner in. We're 2 days next year back here in Nebraska is what we're looking at right now. And we're going to do a country night and then a heavy metal night. So the first night we're going to do, you know, some big country headliner. Love to have like Luke Combs come in, or, you know, somebody like Morgan Wallen, you know, somebody like that want to come in and hang out. And then we're looking at doing between 4 and 5 veteran singers or veteran bands to come in to play in front of that big headliner. Because I want to give them the exposure. You know, they served 4 years, 16, 20, whatever they served, you know, and they gave up their time to do their music stuff to serve our country. So now it's time that we get back to them, bring them in and put them in front of 10, 15, 20,000 people and let those people hear who they are. Because once you hear them, you're like, man, why aren't these guys mainstream? You know, they're amazing talent. Like there is tons of talent out there in our veteran community as far as singers and bands. You know, and then the second night will be a heavy metal night, and we've been working with Lockjaw out of Texas, and it sounds like they may come up and fill that slot for us, and or maybe Bad Wolves. I hung out with them, you know, this last week, so they may come out and hang out and do their thing, and then we'll put 4 or 5 metal bands that are veterans in front of them, and, you know, really expose these veteran singers to 10, 15, 20,000 people to start putting their name on the map. And, you know, because as I listen to Gunroom Radio, man, it's off the chart. Like I listen to it all day long because I'd rather listen to that than any radio station because the quality that's there is off the charts. So yeah, man, that's kind of what we're headed to. And, you know, my board's 100% behind it. We want to see the veteran singers grow. We want to give them that platform to jump up and be in front of that crowd and you know, get to hang out with them before they really blow up. And then hopefully they remember us on the back end of it.
Right. Yeah.
Because we're looking Souls Worn Thin, Malicious, Shannon Book, Scotty Hastings, Schaefer Mueller, Joe Allen Christie, Barbara Sim. Like I could probably put together like a 5-day of just veteran stuff off of Gunroom Radio.
Yeah, and I mean, and all those are banger people that you named off right there. They're all really good hits.
We can't forget Derek Stoner though.
No, yeah, right. I mean, gotta give the Army some love, and you know, Derek Stoner is one of those Army dudes that I do kind of geek out a little bit about.
Right. Scotty Frazier. Scotty Frazier is another one that's just off the charts, right? And
Marine.
I got exposed. He's a Marine, and I got exposed to Gravel Street. They're actually based out of Nebraska. You know, and I just got exposed to them the other day. I was like, man, these guys are great. You know, they don't have a ton of followers, but they're a great little band. You know, so there's all kinds of options that we can jump to, and even as we start the concert series, that's kind of what we're looking at doing is, you know, doing something like that to be able to expose these veteran singers and really get them pushed out there and try to get them to grow. So, you know, that's how we roll. We help each other grow each other to make everything bigger and better. And grassroots nonprofits are going to be the ones that grab those individual veterans and help them find the way to where they need to be and the groups they need to be in. And I try to do a really good job vetting on who I let in, just because you're a nonprofit doesn't mean you're going to come to our party, because you have to be on the up and up before you get in that door.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because I don't want to have a nonprofit out there that I lead somebody astray to, and it causes them more harm than good.
And you're representing, I mean, and you know, Herostock's names above it. So, I mean, they're there at your, you know, you vouching kind of for these people. So,
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, and we're talking next year, we're going to go into a bigger area. So we will have unlimited vendor space. So we will probably have more veteran owned businesses out there too next year. We'll have way more, you know, veteran nonprofits out there. It sounds like Gunny may actually try to make it down from Michigan just to hang out. He's not going to bring the Primal Outfitters down, but he's going to come down and just hang out with us and see what it's all about, and get him excited for next year when we go up there and do it. So,
man, it's great. And like I said, I'm excited for it. And I know a lot of us are. And man, Herostock 2023, like I said, you guys, go check it out. It's going to be September 9th, 2023 from 2 p.m. to 10:30 Central Standard Time. That's going to be at 30801 East Park Highway, Ashland, Nebraska, 68003. And remember, the party is not going to just start that day. It will probably set it off the day before with people rucking it in, motorcycling it in, and all the good stuff flying in. I mean, it just, you know, it's going to be plane, trains, and automobiles going down at the Herostock. But
it will be, man. It's going to be a party. That's, you know, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that night to everybody can release the demons. We can all hang out, have amazing food, some drink, listen to some amazing music, and just talk to people and find that new battle buddy that you're looking for. And even if you don't want to do anything, it's a free event. You know, if you want to come out for 30 minutes to check it out, you don't have to stay all day.
Right.
Come out for 30 minutes and check it out. Next thing you know, you might be checking your watch going, holy shit, it's already over. Because that's what happened last year. I mean, it was, you know, it becomes so much fun just watching people. I could sit in the corner and just watch people.
Oh, yeah.
The hugs and the high fives and the laughs, and you're seeing guys that were on deployment that lost touch, and all of a sudden, holy shit, hey, holy shit, that is you, you know, and then they start talking, or, you know, that, hey, I'm so-and-so, oh, I'm so-and-so, and they start talking, and next thing you know, you're watching them on Facebook, and they're out at the movies hanging out, or they're going to a rodeo, or, you know, whatever it is. And, you know, it's cool because you know that started with what you were doing. And, you know, now they found that buddy that they can hang out with and just go chill, you know, and so yeah, that's Herostock in a nutshell this year, and expect to see bigger and better things next year, and the years coming. It's just going to continue to grow and get bigger and better, and hopefully we can always keep the cornhole tournament, and that's always a fun part of it, and it's literally free. 100% free. The only thing you'll spend money on is booze and food. So yeah, definitely come out, check it out, hang out. If you want gun raffle tickets, get in touch with me. We can hook you up with some gun raffle tickets, and the guns we have are definitely no slouches. So, you know, I'm excited for that part of it too. I kind of hope that I win one of the guns.
Yeah, well, dude, I am glad that you came on, and like I said, I'm super stoked that I get to meet you in person, bro. I know it's going to be a hectic night for you, but I will be there. I know we're gonna try to be there early Friday. I know we got our room for Friday through Sunday, so we'll be there for the whole weekend. So
cool. Yeah, and that's kind of why I'm doing the Friday night with the podcasters and my board and that kind of stuff, so that I can actually meet a lot of you guys without running around with my hair on fire with what little hair I got left.
Right.
Than this. Can't catch the beard on fire.
Before and after Herostock, Mr. Steiner's hair.
Right. Exactly.
When
but yeah, man, we'll definitely hook up on Friday night and hang out a little bit pre-party style and hang out with Scotty for a while and maybe Dylan Bloom and then yeah, we'll be up at the party and getting everything set up early and we'll go from there.
Well, I'll be texting you as soon as I touch ground and it's like, well, we're gonna go check in and then where it's next.
Yeah, right. Swing on down. We'll be here.
Send me your location, brother.
I think Scotty flies in at I think he flies in at like 5:30 into Lincoln, but then he flies out at 6:30 a.m. on Sunday morning, and I'm like,
I know he has a show right away or something the next day, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got a gig that he's flying to. So I'm like, I'm not going to be sleeping on that one.
Man, that sucks. I know.
Don't text me Sunday afternoon because you ain't getting a text back.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be a rough, like,
yep.
Oh,
Exactly. Well, Brian, man, I appreciate you having me on again. Super excited for you guys to come in, get to meet you in person. Super excited to have this event go and see what we can do, see how many lives we can touch and change and grow these nonprofits. So
absolutely, brother. Well, all right, man. I appreciate you. And this is going to be our last time. He's part of the Wacky Wednesday shows. So if you guys ever tune in, you'll always find him there or whenever, at least when he can be there. And then we're going to do a definitely we'll talk about stuff afterwards. We'll have you on afterwards to kind of talk about how it went and what the future is in store for Herostock. But once again, brother, I appreciate you, man.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother. Later. All right, friends and fam. Well, that wraps up our Herostock talk. And my gosh, like I said, you guys are definitely want to go check that out. It is going to be the place to be. September 9th, 2023, Ashland, Nebraska, 30801 East Park Highway. Make sure you're there or be square. Until next time.